Hey guys, Shannon McAulay here. In case you forgot, I'm a RBC athlete in the sport of rowing. I'm just getting ready to head to my second session of the day. I'm actually heading to the gym for weights. As it's a bit of a heavier day for me, I'm making sure I'm fueling my body properly. I had a really big lunch about 90 minutes ago, I would say. So just grabbing some quick snacks and a protein shake for some post-recovery. But my favorite snack, definitely the California prunes. What I really do love about these is that they're so quick and easy and convenient to grab, throw in your bag when you're in a rush, or if your day's a little busy and you have to run home to grab your snacks. I actually even leave them in my car or in my bag. And this little guy is jam-packed with like all the right nutrition, so it's perfect. I'm really excited about these. Yeah, so I'm actually, like I said, packing my bag as we speak, and I'm off to the gym. And stay tuned, because when I get there, I'm gonna go over some of the exercises that people tend to do wrong and how to correct them to optimize your workout. So see you there. First thing I'm going to cover today is rowing. This tends to be an exercise that a lot of people often do wrong. So I'm going to go through it. Basically, there's 3 phases to the stroke. First one being our catch. Okay, so a couple of things about the catch. What's important is making sure your shoulders are set nice and back, your chest is up, eyes are forward. From here, a lot of people do doing deadlift, okay? So I'm gonna push through my heels as the first movement, not pull with my arms. This, okay? What people tend to do wrong is use their back, so they just wanna pull right away with their back, not think about the legs. So again, in this position, shoulders are set back, down away from my ears, back is nice and flat, my chest is up, eyes are forward, and my heels like this. Okay? Next part of the stroke is going to be my finish. So from there, it's going to be here. Okay? A lot of the times, people finish like this, or finish way back here. So we just want to make sure from the catch, we're pushing through the heels. Once I get my hips extended, legs down, flat, my chest up nice and strong, my shoulders squeeze back. Again, catch here. The next part is our recovery. So with the recovery, the big thing is to make sure you get past your knees. So I'm going to go arms first, then my hips, then back up. Okay? So for my finish, again, nice and slow. Arms come through first, clear my knees, then I tilt my pelvis. Hips push back, come up nice and slow. Okay, so I'll go through, full stroke. Voila. Some things that could happen from doing this exercise incorrectly is having a sore back. So you should never have a sore back unless you're rowing for hours and hours at a time. But otherwise, if you're just doing this for your exercise, your back should not be sore. So that could happen if you're using your back wrong. Another area that you might be sore is your shoulders. If they're too tense up against your ears like this, you're going to be sore. So again, you might make sure you're nice and loose and relaxed in your upper body. Okay, so the second exercise I'm going to go over today is just a simple push-up. Again, it's something we do all the time, but we also do it very incorrectly often. We just use the wrong muscles. There's a lot to push-ups. They're actually very difficult and people judge them improperly. So first thing I'm going to talk about is where your hands placement should be. They should be just outside your shoulders, okay? Make sure your shoulders are in line with your hands. If they're out too far, then what happens is this. Okay, if they're in too far, that's just going to be a different type of push-up. That's going to be more of a close grip. Okay? If they're just a little wide on your shoulders and right underneath, we should be set properly. Okay, my feet are just going to be hip width apart. And the other important thing is to make sure I'm long spine and flat back right from my head to my heels. Okay, I'm going to move as one. Okay, so down and up. What people often do is they'll drop their hips first or drop their chest first. Okay, you want to make sure your body is moving as one. Okay. Another thing people often do is will have their elbow angle go out like this. Okay. What happens then is that you're using all your shoulders, and over time, that will really put a lot of strain through your shoulders and cause injuries. You want to make sure you're using your right muscles, your chest muscles, your core is engaged, and your elbows are coming at a 45-degree angle back. If you modify the push-up, it just goes from your knee or your knees, or you can go at an elevated position on a bench. But with your knees, same idea. You can use a mat for your knees, which helps discomfort. And again, just making sure your body's moving as one. So nothing changes there. You don't want your butt up here. You're just pushing your chest down. Make sure everything's moving together. Core is nice and tight. Again, shoulders are pulled away from your ears. Nice set. Scapula in the back. Down. Okay, another exercise that's often done incorrectly is a split squat. People tend to do is have their feet aligned improperly. So if they're in a straight line, their balance is off. Okay, this also sets their hips not great. Okay, they might be twisted or rotated if their feet are in line. Their knees are also buckling in. Not overly ideal, could cause injuries. Basically, the best way to avoid that is to set your feet right away before you start the exercise. My favorite cue is to say, go heel to heel, separate your feet, and step back. This way I know I'm basically on train tracks, so I'm straight forward, my hips are squared, and I know I'm going to be set. My knees not going to be twisting or buckling in. Okay? With that position in mind, you can even start right from the floor to make sure you're set properly. So I want to look for a 90-degree angle in my front leg and a 90-degree angle on my back leg. From there, I'm going to think about pushing through my heel. I want to keep my core strong, my chest is up. You don't want to be too far back. You just want to be shoulder over top of hip, knee over top of ankle. Okay, from there, stand up. You're good to go. Switch, same thing, set my feet, step back, go back down to the ground just to make sure I'm set properly. Push through the heel, stand up. Good. Big thing is making sure you're breathing properly and your core is staying strong, and shoulders set back. What people tend to do is get in this position, force themselves up with their back, and then they push up off their toes. Okay, so again, making sure your knee's over top of your ankle, and on this side, hip is over top of the knee, shoulders in line with hip over here. So straight lines, hips are facing forward, and in a strong position.